Hey, Fit Fam, it's your girl, Lindsay Balance. I am the Fitter Woman. I'm an educator, motivator, professional bodybuilding. I'm a women's physique pro with the International Federation of Bodybuilding, and I'm the People's Holistic Lifestyle Coach. On this episode of Life Beyond the Finish Line, we sit down with Sai Venkatramen, an athlete, entrepreneur, and founder of ProSeek. You see them across your feed. From balancing a full-time job while building a business to creating a platform that connects athletes with right coaches, Sai shares what it really takes to break mental and physical barriers, build something from the ground up, and help others reach their peak. Please welcome Sai to the finish line.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here. We met at the New York Pro.
Yeah, the New York Pro.
Yeah, we met at the New York Pro, and I saw his table and I'm like, "Oh, what's this about?" And when he told me about his platform, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this thing should have been created years ago." It's such a need, especially for people who are athletes, people who want to be take their training to the highest tier. ProSeek is the place to go. So, who is Sai Venkatramen? And I hope I'm doing right by your last name. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah. No, it's exactly how it's spelled. It's scary, but yeah, Venkatramen.
Venkatramen. Before ProSeek, yeah.
Um, so I am a NPC men's physique athlete. I've been competing since 2015. Bodybuilding's been a big part of my life. Outside of that, I grew up in a traditional like Indian American household, grew up vegetarian, Hindu. So, discovering bodybuilding was not like a natural thing for me. It's not the traditional path, most Indians take. So it's been a really interesting journey. So in addition to bodybuilding, I went to school for business. I have my master's in education, so I was a teacher for 6 years. Transitioned now into ed tech, so working on the sales side of education, and doing that while founding ProSeek and continuing to compete. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey so far.
It's amazing that as an educator, we're both educators, how you can use that skill of education and just transfer it to other areas, which you've been able to do, which I think is amazing. So you're not just in the classroom, which is a great place to be, but you're able to take that skill set and venture out on the tech side and also take it out to what you're doing with ProSeek, because I'll let you describe what that is.
Yeah, so ProSeek is a platform that allows athletes to connect with IFBB pros. So what we wanted to do is create like a centralized place for new athletes to be like, where do I go for help? So they can go to ProSeek, they can connect with IFBB pros in their division. They can find coaches, they can find posing coaches, they can do virtual consultations with them, they can ask individual questions, get physique reviews. Basically, we're trying to make a very easy, streamlined process for IFBB pros to be able to put their own services out there, and then two, for amateur athletes to gain access to help.
Yeah, because until ProSeek, people usually just seek people out on Instagram, Facebook, and you're just kind of left at whoever. You don't know who you're connecting with. And at least with ProSeek, it's a professional platform that can allow you to connect on a professional level.
If you're new to bodybuilding, you're not following bodybuilders, so you don't even know who to reach out to. So now it's just like a platform where if you want to start competing, you just go to ProSeek, and it's an easy place to find these people.
So what led you to creating this? Because I think it's an amazing idea, and I'm surprised it hadn't been created from before, because like you said, you're looking for pro bodybuilders. You don't know where to look. You don't know where to find. I know when I competed, I didn't have a coach my first time around. So, it wasn't until I met someone else who was competing to lead me to a coach. So what led you to create ProSeek?
Well, I think we all kind of shared that same experience, where our first coach was probably someone that we just found in the gym who competes, and they kind of introduced us to the bodybuilding world. And I think that's like a thing that just happens for everybody. So I just figured there's got to be another way, because not everyone, otherwise you'll never be exposed to bodybuilding until you meet that person. So I just wanted to think of a way to solve that problem where if like someone just has this thought of like I want to be a bodybuilder, they don't have to wait till they meet someone to guide them into the world. They can just go to ProSeek and then immediately be a part of this world and community. Um, so that's kind of where I got the idea because it was just like I did the same thing. I would type it on Google, like find a bodybuilding coach, but bodybuilding is such a niche thing that like you're not going to be able to find like a competition coach just like on Google. Um,
True.
so there's need to be something where that made it easier. So that's what ProSeek was for.
Now, when you created this platform, you were working another job. And so, that's not easy because I know for me, building my business and I'm teaching and competing, it's very taxing. What mental barriers did you face?
Yeah, so I mean that's why it took as long as it did to get it here and that's why it took a few versions too because like the first version of ProSeek was actually called the Weight Room, and I released that was 4 years ago, um, and that was like a very rudimentary version of ProSeek, and back then I had the idea but I didn't have the experience to truly make it what it needed to be. But then, this past year, I felt like all the experience of life kind of came together where I could build it into something better. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a lot of mental stress this year, of course, because you're just like exhausted after work. But honestly, I think it was the transition from teaching to sales that kind of pushed me to do this because one, I gained a lot of the skills needed. Like I was working for like a it's kind of still startup-y company. So like I feel like I got really good insight into like how startups function and like create processes. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I feel like I can do this. And this will definitely help with ProSeek or with the Weight Room at the time. And I was like, I want to rebrand it. So that was one thing. And then two, I am not a fan of being in sales. So I'm like, I miss teaching. I miss doing more bodybuilding stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to be in sales forever. So I kind of decided that too. And that was another push for me where I was like, I need to, get out there and do this so I can do this, full time and just pour everything into things that I love, which is, bodybuilding, teaching, and ProSeek kind of brings it all together.
It's interesting. I like what you said. You said, I needed more experiences. So you had to have several iterations of the Weight Room, which became ProSeek, in order to get to ProSeek. And I don't think people understand that. Like, even for me, I didn't understand who the Fitter Woman was, the company, because I didn't know who the Fitter Woman was personally. And I needed to go through different life experiences to create the company and then to come into this and to realize like all the steps that it took was to lead to this, to life beyond the finish line. So you did need the experience in order to create this final version, which I'm sure there'll be, upgrades. There's always some kind of, modification that needs to occur. But that sometimes things don't happen overnight because you need to have the experience in order to create it. And the journey is part of that.
Right. And that's why it's so important to just, just trust that things will work out and trust that things will happen in the right time. Because like if ProSeek caught the same momentum back then as it did now, it would have failed because I wouldn't have known what to do. And now with the experience that I have, I feel like it's helped a lot for me to be equipped to kind of build on this and build it into something of what it needs to be.
Yeah, it's like strength training, right? You can't put right? It's exactly like strength training. Like you start with 5 pounds because if somebody puts 100 pounds on your back, you're going to fall. So you got to do the 5, then work your way up to 100. So now, how did you push through the physical exhaustion that comes with managing a full-time job and, what was the side hustle? Because you got to give 100% to your job, 100% to your training, and 100% to this. And the pie graph only goes up to 100.
Yeah, I mean, this whole 2025 was basically do my full-time job, honestly work on ProSeek stuff, whatever breaks I had during my full-time job, go to the gym, come back, keep working on ProSeek stuff till I went to bed, and it was just that on repeat for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Until you could find that breakthrough. Was there ever a moment where you were like, I can't do this and I'm just gonna quit or put it down? And if so, what did that look like and what kept you going?
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of moments, especially during prep when like food was lower and like your energy's lower and you're just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how I'm gonna keep doing this. But then it's like 1 year from now, like what do I want my life to look like? Like, do I want to keep being in this position? Like, what position do I want to be in a year from now? Um, and then thinking about that is like what really got me to just be like, you have to just do it. Like, you have to keep going because like you do not. My vision for what I want my life to be a year from now means me doing this today and kind of just pushing through and sacrificing what you need to sacrifice to make it happen.
To make it happen. And just keeping that visualization, that keeping that goal, that carrot, as they say, at the end of the stick to keep going, right?